Ramon Bueso, Olancho, 2005 Reserva in Torpedo. Hey everybody, I'm Kate, and this is a cigar vlog. That was a particular mouthful of a name to say because there is a lot to say. So check this out. Ramon Bueso is probably one of the top boutique brands as you're going to find on the market today, and for some reason is apparently in a competition to make the largest band and longest name ever. Seriously, the band on this goes from the top of that gold all the way down to the foot. That is ridiculous. But hopefully this cigar will actually be quite good. I've had a lot of good experiences with Ramon Buesos in the past, and I know that they're particularly good quality. As far as why I'm just holding this like normal, or like my older style videos instead of being on my typical tree branch, well, it's just kind of one of those messed up days where it is starting to rain, so you're probably not going to actually get to see me cut and light this because I kind of need both hands to do that, and I don't really have any place to set my camera down. Anywho, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this cut and lit, and I will update you from there. Alright, so, right from the get-go, classic cigar flavors and aromas. By the way, keep in mind, it is like about to rain, so there's going to be a little bit of a wind problem that I really can't do a whole lot about. Anyway, hopefully it's not making too much of a mess in my audio. But yeah, so far, light went pretty smoothly. The initial toasting just made this really, really classic cigar aroma and smell. Well, aroma is smell. I'm getting a little mixed up here. But it smelled immediately like a classic cigar store. We walk in and it's just that warm, inviting, just lovely tobacco smell. The flavor initially, a little leathery, a little spicy, clean tobacco. Overall though, good start. Yes, I'm at the tunnel of love, as it were. Because like I said, it's about to rain. I was actually getting kind of dropped on the way over here. So that's why I didn't have anywhere to really set up my camera without going completely on the ground. And also why I'm going to have a little bit of obnoxious wind and echo. Because reasons. Anyway, excellent start so far. Coming off as a very classic flavored blend overall. A little spicy, a little leathery, like I said, a little earthy. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke this down to about the first inch and see if anything changes. So far, excellent start. Okay, so right about an inch in, there's definitely some spicy notes to it. Ooh, yeah, a little bit of pepper in there. Kind of a little on the pecan side. Earthy, kind of leathery, just a little spicy. Kind of a good middle of the afternoon cigar. What really stands out to me though is the retrohale, because I swear to God, the combination of slight breadiness with cocoa-y notes, it reminds me a lot of chocolate cake. As weird as it is to say that, like chocolate cake, brownie, something like that. It's just got that, you know, that kind of baked good. Well, cakiness, kind of chocolatey-ness. It's really weird to try to describe the smell of a cigar as smelling like chocolate cake, but yeah, it does. Like brownies with walnuts. I don't particularly like walnuts in my brownies, but you know, you get the idea. Well, there's a bird of prey for you. So anyway, so far, working pretty well. I'm gonna have to keep smoking this down to the halfway point and see if this changes. So far, Ramon Bueso has been one of the more interesting boutique lines because of the fact that, well, they do tend to change flavors as they go along. And like I said, it is about to rain. If you don't believe me, well, this is the sky right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be parked under this tunnel for a little bit. I just had to point that out because it looks like an absolute nightmare out there. Anyway, like I was saying, Ramon Bueso is one of the more interesting boutique lines that showed up. They're actually pretty affordable, considering the fact that they are particularly high quality, and the flavors are just interesting. Case in point, a retrohale that reminds you of chocolate brownies or cake. Well, anyway, I'm going to smoke this down at a halfway point and go take from there. Hopefully nobody's don't let me be out here walking a dog and getting into my shot. Other than that, yeah, I'll update you at the halfway. Alright, so ash just fell off halfway through. Noticing it's getting a little bit of a campfire note to it. So our construction is top-notch, as I would expect from a top-tier boutique brand. And pretty much any top-tier brand should have excellent construction. If not, then it kind of makes you wonder why you're paying so much. Hopefully the wind's not going too crazy here. I'm kind of in an angle here, so the wind goes that way instead of this way. But anyway, flavor-wise, it's kind of got this more pronounced earthy note to it. The spice really did die down quite a bit after the first inch, and it's really mellowed out quite a bit. Still has clean tobacco, very earthy, leathery notes. Overall, not bad, but at the same time, I tend to like my cigars a little sweeter. But for what it is, it's an excellent piece so far. I can definitely recommend something like, well, pretty much any kind of hard spirit that you would be interested in. Whiskey or rum, whatever. Preferably whiskey. Pretty much every cigar goes with whiskey. Coffee, maybe not so much. Although that retrohale, coffee would definitely be a good choice. And the coffee, that retrohale is just so interesting. I've noticed that about Ramon Bueso. For some reason, Ramon Bueso cigars are more interesting to blow out through your nose than the actual puff in your mouth. Happens with the Genesis, the Project, the Habano. Kind of took me a second to remember what the actual lines are from Ramon Bueso, just because of the fact that everything's labeled Ramon Bueso, and he tends to tag on a lot of other stuff. He seems to have this weird fetish for making the longest cigar names possible. Why, I don't know. But anyway, so far, been proving pretty good. I have had to do a couple of touch-ups here, but I attribute that to my poor lighting. Otherwise, pretty good stick so far. I just kind of wish it was a little heavier on, well, more my flavor profile, you know, like heavier, sweeter notes. Overall, though, definitely a good middle-of-the-day cigar so far. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and touch this up a little bit and get this down to the nub and update from there. Alright, final update at the nub here, when permitting. So far, the overall flavor profiles have been pretty consistent. It's maintained a certain level of spiciness to it, along with a pronounced woody, leathery earthiness. It's definitely one of the more savory cigars I've had in a while. That said, the retrohale is still just that, you know, kind of, you know, nutty, browny, fudginess. Well, not necessarily fudgy, but, you know, it's got the kind of, well, chocolate cake kind of thing going on. And you know, you can definitely get some nuts in there, along with cocoa. And it's just, it's one of the weirdest things about the Ramon Bueso line. Every type of cigar that he puts out, the retrohale is just as interesting as the mouth, and that's really unique. I've really not found too many cigars that do that. Anyway, as you can see, this is a nice big old torpedo, so I end up having to call the nub with a fair amount of tobacco left. That's kind of one of the downsides of the torpedo style. I have a loose hair. Anyway, one of the downsides of the torpedo style is that there tends to be kind of a lot of tobacco waste, from the amount that you have to cut off in order to actually get a proper proper draw off of it, to just how much is actually left over, because the actual head of it is just so long. You know, almost feels like you're just wasting money doing that. But that's just me. There are some people out there that this is the only type of cigar they smoke, is torpedoes. Whatever, you do you. Drink-wise, I can definitely say this would pair very well with a nice whiskey. Something, maybe a good peaty scotch, something like that. Something maybe not so sweet, but more earthy flavored, just as a compliment. Although, if you want to contrast, you could definitely go with something sweeter, like a nice Kentucky bourbon or something like that. Other than that, I don't necessarily know if I'd recommend coffee. You very certainly could, and be quite happy. This is one of those cigars that you probably wouldn't want to have after dinner, but more like kind of middle of the day, especially on a hot day, and one that doesn't look like somebody opened an Oblivion gate. Well, other than that, good all-around everyday cigar, and at the price point that you could probably get away with actually smoking them every day. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for this. Good cigar, not necessarily my particular taste, but a good cigar anyway. Every so often it's kind of nice to have something that's just different, just to make sure that you're actually still tasting things correctly. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. If you like this video or any other video, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know if you've had one of these or any other Ramon Bueso. Let me know if you think that the name is ridiculously long or not, because I'm pretty sure it's one of the longest. Other than that, yeah, check out my Twitch channel. I'm going to go ahead and update my basic profile information on my channel to actually have a link to that, instead of having to actually put it into the description. I stream Sundays and Wednesdays as well, midnight to 2 a.m., kind of a night owl slot, so the videos are actually saved and available to watch later for about a week or so before they just automatically delete. But other than that, yep, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.